Price action is the purest form of truth in the market. It is the language of human emotion written in price. Every tick, every bar, every candle is the record of fear and greed colliding. The tape never lies, but the mind of the trader often does. The market doesn't care about your indicators, your opinions, or your predictions. It only speaks one language: movement. Those who learn to read it fluently can trade with precision. Those who rely on noise get crushed. I learned long ago that if you strip away everything news, rumors, and analysis, the only thing left worth studying is price. When you train your eyes to see how the market moves, you begin to notice its rhythm, its tempo, and its pauses. You start to recognize when it's whispering opportunity and when it's screaming danger. Price action is not guessing. It's observation, discipline, and patience, refined over years of watching the same patterns repeat under different names and headlines. The secret is not to find new patterns, it's to understand how the old ones breathe, because the market's psychology has never changed. Traders are still human. They still panic at the wrong time and become overconfident when they should be cautious. Price action shows this perfectly. It's the mirror of every human mistake and every brilliant moment of timing. When I used to sit in the bucket shops, I didn't have indicators or fancy software. I had price and volume, and that was enough. The first lesson I learned was this: price is always right. The moment you think the market is wrong, you've already lost. If a stock is falling, there's a reason. If it's rising, there's a reason. The reason may not appear in the headlines for days, but the tape already knows. Perfect price action trading is not about predicting where the market will go next. It's about reacting correctly when it moves. You don't need to know the future. You only need to recognize the present with absolute clarity. And that comes from 5 key observations that I've learned over a lifetime of victories and painful defeats. The first is structure. Every market has a rhythm of higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend, and lower highs and lower lows in a downtrend. The majority of traders make the fatal error of fighting that structure. They try to pick tops in rising markets and bottoms in falling ones. That's not bravery, it's ego. I used to do that myself when I was young. I'd think, it can't go any higher, but the tape would prove me wrong again and again. The right approach is simple. Trade in harmony with the dominant direction until price tells you it has changed, not before. The second is momentum. Momentum is like the heartbeat of the market. When it's strong, the price moves decisively. When it weakens, the movement becomes choppy, uncertain, and full of traps. A trader who learns to recognize when momentum is accelerating or dying learns when to push hard and when to step back. You can see momentum in how price breaks key levels. Strong breaks move cleanly with conviction. Weak breaks hesitate and pull back. When I see hesitation at a breakout, I don't argue with the market. I wait. The tape will confirm or deny soon enough. The third is rejection. One of the most powerful signals in price action is when the market tests a level and fails to break through. That's rejection, a sign of strength or weakness hidden in plain sight. When price hits a resistance level and snaps back sharply, that tells you sellers are still in control. When it hits support and bounces instantly, buyers are protecting their ground. Rejection is the fingerprint of smart money defending its position. Those who learn to spot these moments can enter trades with precision right where others are confused. The fourth is accumulation and distribution. Every trend begins and ends with one of these two forces. Accumulation happens when large interests quietly buy into weakness while the public is afraid. Distribution happens when they sell into strength while the public is greedy. Both leave footprints on the chart, tight ranges with sudden spikes in volume, false breakouts, and swift reversals. When I learned to spot these clues, I stopped chasing and started stalking. The market became my prey, not my enemy. The fifth is confirmation. In trading, confirmation is your insurance policy. I've seen more traders destroyed by impatience than by bad setups. A good setup is only good when price confirms it. For instance, if you believe a stock will rise, don't enter until price proves it by breaking a key level and holding it. If you think a trend is ending, wait for the structure to shift a lower high after a strong rally or a higher low after a steep decline. Confirmation saves you from guessing. It's not about being early. It's about being right. These 5 observations form the backbone of perfect price action trading, but they mean nothing without the right mindset. The biggest battle is not against the market, it's against yourself. You must master your emotions before you can master price. Every losing trade I ever took came not from bad analysis, but from impatience, fear, or arrogance. The market will always test your discipline. It tempts you to act too soon or hold too long. If you can silence that inner noise and simply wait for your edge to appear, you will survive when most don't. Patience is the rarest skill in trading. Most traders crave action. They think more trades mean more profit. But the opposite is true. I've made my largest fortunes waiting days, sometimes weeks, for the market to align perfectly with my plan. Then, when it did, I struck with conviction. The key is to treat every trade like a sniper, one shot, one opportunity. Price will show you when it's ready. Your job is to wait and listen. I remember one of my biggest lessons came after a painful loss. I had entered a trade because I was convinced a trend was about to reverse. The setup looked perfect to my eyes, but I ignored one thing: the market had not confirmed it. I jumped in early, trying to outsmart the tape. The move failed instantly. That trade cost me a small fortune, but it taught me a bigger truth. Price action rewards patience, not prediction. Price action trading is a craft, not a shortcut. It demands attention, discipline, and humility. You cannot impose your will on the market. You must observe it, respect it, and align yourself with its rhythm. Once you do, trading becomes less about guessing and more about recognizing, less about emotion and more about probability. The perfect price action trader knows that every candle is a clue, not a guarantee. You are a detective, not a gambler. You are piecing together a story from the footprints left by others, institutions, funds, retail traders, all showing their emotions through price. And the more you watch, the clearer the story becomes. Never chase price. If you missed a move, let it go. The market will offer you another opportunity, it always does. But once you start chasing, you abandon discipline, and that's the beginning of your downfall. I've watched countless traders turn small mistakes into disasters simply because they couldn't sit still. The best traders are those who can do nothing when there's nothing to do. If you want to master price action, you must commit to lifelong observation. Study the market every day. Watch how it reacts to news, how it traps the impatient, how it rewards the disciplined. Take notes, not trades. Your goal isn't to trade often, it's to trade well. And remember this: the market pays for clarity. Confusion costs money. Whenever you feel uncertain, step back. Wait for the picture to become clear again. The moment you start guessing, you've lost your edge. The tape will tell you when to act. Trust it more than you trust your opinion. Over the years, I learned that perfect price action trading isn't about perfection at all. It's about probabilities, control, and emotional steadiness. You will lose trades. You will be wrong. But as long as you protect your capital and keep your emotions in check, you will live to fight another day. The goal is not to win every trade, it's to trade in such a way that losing doesn't destroy you. Price action is the great equalizer. It doesn't care about your background, your education, or your tools. It only rewards those who pay attention. The market hides nothing. It displays everything in the open for those who can read it. So when you sit down tomorrow, forget the indicators, forget the predictions, and just watch. Watch how price moves at key levels. Watch how it pauses, rejects, breaks, or fails. Watch how the crowd reacts: too eager, too scared, too greedy. That's where your opportunity lies. In the end, perfect price action trading is not about control. It's about surrender, surrendering your opinions to what the market is actually showing you. The price tells the truth before anyone else does. Learn to listen, and you'll never be misled. The market rewards discipline, patience, and observation. Everything else, excitement, impulse, hope, it punishes. Learn to read the tape, follow the rhythm, and respect the message it's giving you. The truth is always right there, written in price, waiting for the disciplined few to recognize it.